Hello guys, NautoAisDx here once again, and this is gonna be my final vlog for 2014. So, just like I said in my update, this time for the final part of 2014, I'll be talking about Amiibo, Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, Street Fighter 5, Lucky Chloe, and Sonic Boom. So, with that, let's just get started with this vlog. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is Amiibo. Alright. Oh boy. So, if people still don't know what an Amiibo is, it's Nintendo's new toy accessory that's supposed to quote unquote enhance your gameplay. It's compatible with certain games such as Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, having a AI partner, or in Mario Kart 8, unlocking new costume for your Mii. Excuse me. I apologize. I do have a little bit cold, but like it's gotta talk about this. So give me a sec here. So anyway, that's what an amiibo is. Nintendo basically got the idea, I guess, from Skylander, and they said let's do a Nintendo version of a Skylander, which is again amiibo. So we was first introduced as in a Nintendo financial report what they're gonna do with it. Like amiibo can work with multiple games. And then when E3 2014 came, they finally introduced amiibo. And then when they announced it was going to be released in November 21st, along with Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, that's when amiibo is going to come out. So the first thing you're probably going to think about, oh great, Nintendo's, I guess they're going back to the toy because they used to do toys. And they'll say, oh great, now they're opening their diverse, so now they're not only video game, they're once again making Nintendo toys, making figurines. And you're thinking to yourself, you know what? So, okay, that's cool. So, I got no problem. Maybe I'll think about buying them in the long run. I want to see them, how it works. And, maybe I don't have to worry about it. Maybe they'll always be on stock. I can always just go into a store and get them. Sadly, I was wrong. And I think a lot of people were. I think the majority of people, including myself, were hoping that Nintendo wouldn't go to the same business strategy as of Marvel or Hasbro and DC's Mattel. So what am I talking about here? So we were all thinking, okay, maybe I can just go to a store, I can get any amiibo that's gonna be coming out for Wave 1, and I can get it. No matter if how popular the character is. Sadly, it wasn't the case. Like I said, they pulled what Hasbro and Mattel did in their toy lineup. Unfortunately, the problem with the amiibo, what happened was Nintendo did not treat every amiibo with equal value. So what does that mean? So what happened is, from what I heard, and this is how it goes. Normally, when you have something in the box, like normally they come in the box. That's how Hasbro, let's just say Marvel Universe figure, those 3-inch figure, they come in a box, and in the box there's some number of the characters. It depends on how popular the character is. There'll probably be there's more. Versus if it's an obscure character or somebody that's less popular, they think, oh, it might not sell a lot. We're probably just gonna put in one or two. So they kind of did that with Amiibo. So if you first come in there on November 21st, you'll see there's a lot of Mario figures, Link, Pikachu, Star Fox, Donkey Kong, Kirby, and to some extent Yoshi, because they're like the most popular. Those are well-known Nintendo characters that most common, probably general consumer even know. And most probably Nintendo fans who's not into it say, yup, those are popular, I would probably get them. So what happened was, in that Wave 1, there was also the obscure one, which is I was hoping that they wouldn't go that approach, but again, I was wrong. was Mart from Fire Emblem series, Villager from the Animal Crossing series, and Wii Fit Trainer from the Wii Fit series. Yes, what do they have in common? They're not really that popular. They're very obscure. One is a Japanese strategy JRPG. One is some sort of Nintendo version of Sim. Not a lot of people really are a fan of Animal Crossing. And Wii Fit Trainer, come on, who exercise with video game? Not a lot of people. Yeah, Wii Fits may be popular, but for the core gamer, the hardcore gamer, the most, and for the general consumer, they're probably not going to understand them. They don't know who they are. So the fact is, guess what? They were in limited quantities. So how did this thing work? If you put them in a box and ship them, from what I heard was, here's the ratio. From every 3 Mario in a box, from what I heard, there was only 1 Villager. 3 Link's Amiibo in a box, 1 Mart. 3 Peaches in a box, there was only 1 or 2 Wii Fit Trainer. So it was unfortunate. I was hoping they didn't go that direction, but they did. And that is, they did not treat every character with equal value. And the obscure one, they basically made less. They manufactured less. It's kind of unfortunate. And at first to myself, well, like I said, would I get an Amiibo? And I said, yeah, I'm just going to get one. I was trying to get a Villager Amiibo at Best Buy. By the time I went there, they were gone. People didn't even know what was going on. They said, yeah, they didn't come, or we have limited quantity. So I just ended up getting, well, Mr. Nintendo himself, the mascot for Nintendo, Mario. Because, again, the reason is, one, is that Mario is compatible with a lot of the games. Not just Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. He was also compatible with Mario Kart 8 and, of course, Hyrule Warrior. So I said, okay, I'll get Mario. I'll check it out. And then, of course, again, I wasn't really into Amiibo, collecting them. I just said, I'm interested. Let's see what happens. And then, of course, the sad part here, I actually went to a Target after that, my local Target. They actually had Wii Fit Trainer, Mart, and Villager. But at the time, I was thinking to myself, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll save my money. I'll get him in a later run, like 2 weeks later. I was emotional. I wanted to save money, but I really want them. So I can't really have both in the situation. Either I'll save my money, not get them, or get them and spend money. But I said to myself, I'll get them later. And of course, when I found out that they were so in limited quantities and manufacturing, I just facepalmed myself. So I'm like, oh my gosh, really? And ever since then, I couldn't. Yep, Villager was gone, Mart was gone, and I guess I managed to get a Wii Fit Trainer. So lucky me there. But yeah, so that was my gripe with Amiibo. I can't believe Nintendo. Why would you go in this direction? And I mean, if you heard the news, what's going on right now, they're being basically coy with the situation. They're not really giving people a straight answer. It's kind of frustrating. But they did say that they might consider bringing them back again in the long run. But for now, they're just saying, hey, look, if they're gone, they're gone. We know they're not that popular, but we're just aiming for the popular one right now because that's what people wanted. Because people know Super Mario Bros. Series, they know Legend of Zelda series, they know Pokemon, and to some extent, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Star Fox. So, yep, I mean, I had a chance, to tell the truth, I do have a chance to get a Mart and a Villager, but like I said, I was emotional, and I just wanted to save money, and yeah, I kind of regret it, but again, it's the same situation with Xenoblade Chronicles when they were selling it at GameStop for $50. I wanted a markdown. They never did. So again, that was my fault. So the question really is right now with this, what's my thought about the situation? I think it's unfortunate. I think it's wrong. Nintendo should have made a lot. They should make equal amount of the Amiibo, and so people can just grab them and buy them. But no, they didn't. They actually went like what Hasbro and Mattel, which is if the if the character is much obscure you make less of them. And of course, it gets exploited. You see the rare one on eBay. Scalper gets them. They buy multiple ones, and try to sell it at a high price. Again, what I think about scalpers and eBay and people at eBay. I'm sorry to say, your guys are scum. But again, if you bought them in the store and you got it first, hey, fair is fair. You follow the rule. So it may be unethical what the guy's doing, those people are doing, but guess what? It's not illegal. So you really can't do anything about it. Unless Nintendo decide to make a lot of those to lower the rarity value, that'll be great. But right now is Nintendo right now they're not even making a lot of Amiibo because when there was even what happened was last Friday there was a stealth release of half of Wave 2. Zelda, Diddy Kong, and Little Mac. And from what I heard, they were four in the box. There were 4 Zeldas, 1 Little Mac, and 1 Diddy Kong. I don't get it. Because the Legend of Zelda is more popular than Punch Out or Donkey Kong Return. I think that's what it is. Country. Oh my gosh! It's like, yeah. I went to a local GameStop, Target, and they just said, "Hey, again, we only got one. What do you want to do about it?" And I tried and request an order from GameStop. Couldn't even do it because of the high demand. Again, it is unfortunate. I don't understand Nintendo. What are you guys doing? You hype this toy, but you don't make a lot. And now people fighting over it. I guess you like it. You like the great fall demand. Yes, this is, again, and I read it in forum, the argument on both sides. And I have to say this. I have to go with the naysayers. Even I like Nintendo, and I think the Amiibos are cool, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sort of starting collecting them halfway, but excuse me, I have to agree with the naysayer. Is that people don't care if they're there because you can get them later on. But the minute they're rare, the minute you, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss them, people freak out. Yep. So again, it was there. I should just got it when I had the chance. But again, like I said, I just wanted to save money. That was my fault. Same goes with Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii. So they're right. I mean, the minute it's rare, the minute someone's making less, they manufacturing less, people freak out. And the question really is, why does Nintendo do this? Well, the thing about Nintendo, and this is a little bit back history, is this has always been Nintendo's strategy, believe it or not, even since with the Game Boy Color days. Is one of the things Nintendo's strategy is that they never ever manufacture a lot that it can end up as an excess. Excess basically meaning extra. They made more than enough what people demanded. They always wanted demand so high, so they always lowered the supply. They did this with Pokemon Gold and Silver, Pokemon Gold and Silver for the Game Boy Color. They did this with Ocarina of Time, the Oracle of Season and Time. For a while, they were manufacturing limited runs because, again, there were some problems. And from what I heard was that they didn't want to make a lot because, again, they were in a financial problem. Again, Sony, and there was a lot of stories. And of course, they did the same. And with the Wii, not Wii U, the Wii, they purposely did not make a lot because they wanted to keep the demand so high that people would fight for it, creating a false demands. And that's what it is. Because people know, experts know that Nintendo can make a lot of Wiis, but they won't. Because again, it may be unethical, but it's not illegal what they're doing. Creating false demand may be wrong, but it's not against the business rule. That even if you're trying to file it to the BBB, they're not going to care because, again, they're not doing anything wrong. And that's been Nintendo's history because they always want to keep demand high so people will crave it and they'll throw more money. But that's also, there's a backside to that, that push come to shove, you get general consumer or fans alike upset. They're probably going to say, you know what? Forget you, Nintendo. I'm going to somewhere else because you're playing with people's emotion. That's not cool. But again, that's what Nintendo does. That's their history with anything, and they're doing it with Amiibo. They should make a lot, knowing that people are probably gonna buy them. And I get the problem is also that Nintendo was also emotional because they're thinking, what if not a lot of people buy this Amiibo? So we made a lot. Now we have to put him in the clearance aisle, and that's another thing you gotta understand. Nintendo don't like their games on the clearance aisle. And one of the big games that went to the clearance aisle was Metroid Other M. I heard Nintendo of Japan didn't like that. They were like upset about it. So that's the reason. They were thinking they don't want to end up having Amiibo in the clearance aisle and then go to Ross or TJ Maxx or Marshall for bargain price like Skylander, because if different story, but Skylander was in the same situation before when it first came out. Now, 4 years later, you can get the older Skylander if you're smart enough, finding it hard enough, and smart enough. You can find him at Ross, TJ Maxx, any places, and you can even find them on clearance. They're just getting rid of them. I mean, I can tell you that I got always some new Skylanders for probably $2 or $3. And I'll be in a Skylander special, but that's going to be a different video. So my thoughts on the business side of Amiibo, I think it was unfortunate they went to that route. They call it the obscure value route, which is basically less popular character. They're gonna make it less. It is unfortunate, and I would highly suggest watching videos from Happy Console Gamer, Pat the NES Punk, Alpha Omega Sin, and Boogie2988 on Amiibo. They did talk about their thoughts on Amiibo. And for anyone like you're a hardcore collector, just again, I would suggest listen to Boogie's tip. It's pretty good. I have to agree with it. Don't buy them more than $12.99. Just saying, because no toy is worth more than that. I mean, yeah, like I said, because I'm also a toy collector to some extent. Because like I said, with the Marvel figures, I used to collect them, and there was some obscure one that was frustrating to find them. So yeah, I mean, will they eventually come back in the long run? I hope so. I don't know yet right now, because again, Nintendo's not really saying much. They're being coy with their answer, but I can tell you that it is a possibility, because here's the situation. One of the Marvel Universe toy that I remember that it was so frustrating to find was a Thanos figure. This is a long time ago, like 3-4 years ago. They came out November, can't find one. No matter where I go, I can't find one. Ask retailer, they were giving me a hard time. They were getting upset because and they keep bugging me. Hey, if you're a collector, we can't cater to you because we don't cater to collectors. We cater to people who's willing to buy them. So it was kind of frustrating, and then a year later, Thanos finally came at Target easily. They were just on display, nobody was getting them. And then 6 months later, they re-released another version of Thanos, a different color scheme. He didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet glove, but again, they created another Thanos. So, yes, they will eventually come out, but if you can wait, then yeah, maybe they'll say, okay, fine, we'll make more Villager, Mart, Wii Fit Trainer, here go get him while they can. But I guess right now, because the reason is Amiibo's brand new, they're top the hype, good Christmas gift. Same goes with Skylander, they did the same thing. And again, there's Infinity, I think to some extent, but right now, I think you can get all the figure if you want, but then it's Disney. So, yep, that's my thoughts about Amiibo when it comes to the business. I think it sucks, but Amiibo themselves, I think it's okay what they do right now. Yeah, they have said they're not going to do anything like a Skylander yet. There is a rumor that there might be an actual Skylander type game with this Amiibo. We'll just have to see in 2015, maybe in E3 2015, they'll probably talk about it. So, again, Amiibo, good for extra features if you want. If you're a Nintendo fan and you like to collect toys, be wary about it. because it is gonna frustrate you just like I did. So, and then in this blog also, I wanna end this with a podcast from IGN Voice Chat. They did talk up in their latest Nintendo podcast, Nintendo Voice Chat. I'm sorry. They did talk about the Amiibo situation, and yeah, I agree with what they said. So I'm gonna be talking about Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, but in this video, I'm gonna end it with the Nintendo Voice Chat talking about Amiibo. So here we go.
So let's transition then to Amiibo.
2 Assassin's Creeds.
Amiibo. Amiibo is currently in short supply, or at least certain Amiibo are, and we've talked about this
Not in my
a little
house.
bit before. Not in my house either, and not
Not in
Brian's
my house. Not
But
in
we
my
should,
house.
yeah, but we shouldn't poke too much fun at
No.
that. There are some folks who've been sending some angry emails our way over how they feel Nintendo was not outright in saying, "Hey, some of these are not going to be manufactured as many as possibly as others." But let's backtrack to the most recent controversy. So, a Canadian games retailer over the weekend tweeted that Nintendo discontinued Marth, Wii Fit Trainer, and Villager amiibos, which sent some people into a panic. When questioned by folks,
Not if they listen
said-
to NVC, though. Then
We
they
have-
knew that we doomed Wii Fit Trainer on day one.
Yes, we did.
But anyway, keep
yeah,
going.
we did. They said that they heard that from an official authorized Nintendo distributor.
Okay.
Nintendo then responded with a statement saying, "We will aim for certain amiibo to always be available. There will be these will be for our most popular characters like Mario and Link. Due to shelf space constraints, other figures will not return to market once they have sold their initial shipment." Interesting wording, though, because due to shelf space constraints, meaning that's on the retailer. The retailer has to consider what amount of shelf space they have and what is worth keeping in stock. So more popular Nintendo characters.
It's a two-way process, though. You can
Makes
buy.
sense.
You
Yes.
can pay a retailer to reserve shelf space, but it's expensive, right? A retailer is going to say, well, these Disney Infinity figurines sell better, therefore I want to stock 30 different ones, and for Nintendo I want 8 different ones, right? Like that's how it goes.
So then, of course, they revised that statement after some outrage, saying certain sold-out amiibo may return to these markets at a later stage. We are continually aiming to always have a regular supply of amiibo in the marketplace, and there are many waves of amiibo to come. The distribution and availability for amiibo in other regions around the world may be different.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the answer is, darn right, they disappear. Like, no, I mean, it's...
We talked about this yesterday,
We
and you made me
launched,
laugh a lot.
Yeah, like, look, guys, I feel bad for you if you wanted to pick up Marth and you didn't on day one, and you're trying to find him now, and it's impossible, right? Like, you can order one from Scalpers for $80, or you can keep on searching, maybe you get lucky and find it somewhere. By the way, when I looked for Metroid Trilogy for the longest time, like, I didn't pick it up because I had recently played the games. I looked everywhere, and it was so expensive until I found it at a Toys R Us for like regular price.
Yeah.
You know, like
So-
it'll happen.
But
So
you told
keep on
me
looking around.
Parents go through
But
this all the
all
time
the time
at Christmas.
Like, guys, find all the Skylanders now. You know, you can't.
can't.
Do you remember when we were kids, like back in the 1800s?
Yeah.
You wanted Luke Skywalker with the extending lightsaber in his arm?
1800s?
In the 1800s. Like, the Kenner figurines for Star Wars, if you didn't show up on day one, they would disappear, and like, you really wanted Boba
Your
Fett, but you
exact
just
wording
couldn't get
to me
him.
was, if you didn't show up on day one, you should kiss that Boba Fett action figure goodbye.
Yeah, no,
Right?
that's exactly
what
it.
And
you
you know,
told
that
me.
was a magical, interesting time before you could get Amazon to email you the moment something became available. You'd have to just go to stores. Worse than that, you'd have to call stores. You'd have to pick up a phone, and so
I've been
they'd connect you to the toy department in Toys R Us, and you'd be like, "Hi, do you have the Luke Skywalker with you?" And they'd be like, "Hold on, let me check. I
I've
make
been-
less money than you. I'll go find out." And they'd come back and they'd be like, "No, but we might get more soon." They'd be like, "Okay." And the next day, "Hi, do you have the..." God damn it, leave me alone.
But that's...
So I've been calling stores.
Yeah.
I'm actually 3 ahead of you too, because right now I have Zelda, Little Mac, and Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to do the work. Now, granted though, should Nintendo have said up front that this was going to be a little harder to find, though? That seems to be what people are arguing over. Like, and the word discontinue especially, like, is that a thing or not? That these are discontinued when they're not even a month
old.
I would argue that Nintendo does not have the sort of toy factory infrastructure yet to support the creation, molding, and distribution and production of all 50 different figurines, and this is
49.
just
Oh,
49.
50.
And this is before they do before they do every Pokemon and they do every Animal Crossing character. And you and me are calling up Toys R Us in the middle of the night to find out if they book the cop.
calling too?
No, I don't call. I pre-ordered everything online.
Yeah, me too. And I got them all that way.
But I mean, yeah, there is something extremely. I understand what people are going through because I had a moment the other day where I snapped, and I was telling this to Jose, where I started this. I'm like scratching my ear like a crackhead right now. I started a spreadsheet for these damn things.
You didn't tell me that part.
To keep track of all of them, and I was like, here's the ones I have already. Here's the ones I pre-ordered and what went where, right? And then they started going, okay, now there's some of them are retail exclusive. If you want Shulk, you got to go to
GameStop.
Yeah.
GameStop. And if you want Meta Knight, you got to go to Best Buy. And if you want
Lucario, you gotta go
to Toys R Us. And they said Rosalina is only available at Target. Now,
Well,
they
they
announced
haven't-
that,
they
but you
haven't
can't
announced it
find it yet. But if you go to Target.com and you type in Rosalina, you get like a Spanish album. And it's the only thing under that name. And 2 or 3 times a day, I've gone in and typed Rosalina on Target.com, and I've seen this thing pop up, and it's a Spanish album. The other day, I go, why am I doing this? I'm 33 years old. I just got married. I don't need this character. My wife's going to walk in and be like, who's that? Some girl from Frozen? She doesn't understand who that is. I don't even know why I need this woman, this statuette of a woman holding a star. It makes no sense. But tomorrow, and today 3 more times, and the next day, I'm going to go in Rosalina. Oh, it's the album again. And I don't know what to do. And it's because I got bit by this collector's bug. Collecting is not easy. This is something you opt in. You can opt out at any moment. But the problem with Amiibos, and I'll tell you right now, the biggest problem with Amiibos is that just like the trophies in Smash Brothers, the more you have, the cooler they look.
Yeah.
They look awesome in numbers. If you get one, most people have told me, I bought one Amiibo, I wasn't going to get any.
Yeah.
Now I have the full set.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I went into the store, I blacked out, and I got them all. And I go like, I can't find Marth, and they go to 15 different places. I read something on the internet the other day. Some guy drove 40 miles to find a Marth figurine.
Okay.
So this is crazy.
So, but like initially when I read the statement saying like, oh yeah, they're not going to be restocked. Oh, our bad, there will be, or maybe, and shelf space, blah, 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 all that talk. I thought, okay, they're just being coy. They're trying to make it seem like, like you got to run out and find them
and it worked.
kind of drive demand. But if that was the case, then they should have announced on day one and should have said, hey, some of these are limited runs. So I don't think that's what's going on. I think Nintendo is not in the business of making toys. And I think every other company knows this, that it's different to send one game to a store versus 20 different figurines. Like, I play the X-Wing miniatures game, the Star Wars X-Wing game. You've got little toys on little stands and you move them around on a table. The tie Advance, man. If you want to tie Advance, you have to drive around town and look everywhere. Or you go online and these freaking scalpers sell them for 3 times the price.
Yeah.
It happens even with games like that. Or you walk into a Barnes & Noble and you're like, oh, there's like 10 sitting there.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
that's what's happening here too. It's very difficult to predict where the demand is for the figurines and for which figurines, right? Like, Marth to me looks like a cool guy. I thought kids would go, I don't want the pink bubblegum guy. I want the guy with a sword,
Yeah.
right? But turns out it's the opposite way, right?
Yep.
Like, more people want Pikachu. Well, no big surprise, but
Well, yeah,
than
those are
the sword
top 3
fighter.
selling Link, Mario, Pikachu.
But
I'm surprised
as
Link was the
with-
top selling, by the way, because he's the worst Amiibo.
As with every kind of
That
collectible and
stand.
toy, you just gotta at the very beginning, you gotta be clear of the fact that they will not always be there.
Yeah.
It's happened for the last
this-
50 years.
This
Yep.
is kind of like the advice Chris gave about collecting video games, where he's like, take emotion out of it.
Yeah.
Like, if you are not willing to get up early and be there first to do it, you will not get what you're looking for, and you have to deal with that. Like, take the emotion out of the equation.
Or you take all the pain out and you take your wallet out and you triple the price and you pay a scalper on eBay to just bite the bullet and mail it to you.
It bugs
Or
you,
do what
but
I
it's peace
did-
of mind.
Or you do
Yeah.
what I did on the way to work this morning, and I have all of these pre-ordered. I had no reason to do this, but I said shot
You
in
went
the
to
dark.
Target, didn't you?
I said shot in the dark. What if I get an email from Amazon and they're like, due to high demand, blah, 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 and my pre-orders get canceled. So on my way to work this morning in
like the
San
mind of a
Francisco,
crazy-
Can you
which
get
is-
me one too, by the way?
I'll let you know. In San Francisco,
I'll look
which
for
is
you
a-
too.
It was,
Up in Marin.
It was pouring rain this morning. I got off the hold on. I got off the train 4 stops early this morning. I walked into GameStop. I walked over the corner, soaking wet, hat on, hood on, wet, just gross. And I look in the corner and there's fucking Star Fox and there's Kirby and there's
God, Fox.
Link. And I go, none of the new ones are there. And I walk out. And I walked into Target and I shuffled through everything.
This is
and
what I'm doing.
and I walked in, and none of them were there. And then I get to work, and 20 minutes later, Jose goes, "You want to go to Target? I heard they have them all there." And I was like, "I was just
I
there."
just got off the phone with the lady. And
See?
She told me that.
What's wrong with this? Is a problem.
You guys are sick.
But only Nintendo knows how to do this to people.
I blame you two because I was fine. I wasn't going to buy all these.
It's a good band.
We had this podcast and you guys were like in this pact and I got to witness, and then I edited the freaking show at home and said, you know what?
I gotta do
I
that.
want to do it too. And if this happened to you and you're a listener, I'm sorry. I did not know.
It did happen because this is a virus that's spreading, and people go, I can't find Marth, so I need him. People want what they can't have, and people are going to stores. They're buying 10 Marths. And they're coming out and they're like, I got 10 Marths now. I just blacked out in there. I don't know what happened to me.
A friend of mine bought 4 Little Macs yesterday.
See, I want to punch your friend.
He's going to.
Because I don't have one yet.
But it's like, it was, and by the way, guys, it's exactly like that with Skylanders,
Yep.
where like there's some figure, it's called Fartor, and it smells bad, and you really don't want it, and it's
Is
super
that
lame in
real?
the game. No, I'm making that up. But like, if you can't get them, you want them, right? Like, yeah. And so can we make a pact here, though, that if one of us finds Rosalina, we'll buy it for the other two
I'm
as
totally
well?
down for that.
Wait, so I have to pre-order it for both of you?
No, not pre-order. If you walk into a Target, you can always
fair.
cancel a pre-order.
What is happening to this podcast? Oh my god!
So what are the other exclusive figurines? Hey, I want you guys to. I want you guys to commit.
I'm totally in. I'm totally in to do that.
Jose's out then,
Right,
so it's just you and me.
I'm in. Fine.
All right.
Well, this will be the Triforce of Awesome, whatever the hell you want to call it. But we need to go. Like,
Hey, if I want to walk into a Target with a hoodie on and then like a big jacket and a beard, and I'm buying one figurine that looks like the girl from Frozen, I might as well buy 3.
okay, fine. If
So I got
walk
your
into a
back.
retailer,
So
I got you.
Rosalina, which are the other?
Target, Lucario, Toys R Us, Meta Knight, Best Buy, and Shulk, GameStop.
Yep.
I
Okay.
have them all pre-ordered. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you can
Except
get
for Rosalina.
You can get an Octorok at McDonald's.
All right, we're out of